Channeled messages for January 27th. Yes, it's still January. A message that has been coming in pretty clearly over the last few days is around using your voice. Um, I have been feeling this for myself, and I have been hearing it from other practitioners as well. And I'm just feeling it in general in the collective. It is time for us to really be opening up our communication center, if you will. Being the throat center, we see the color blue. We know that we receive, we give information through this center. And there's a power to this. It's not, I think we get complacent because we use our voice so much to communicate and to just kind of move through the world in a way, right? We're navigating the world by using our voice and sharing our thoughts and our ideas and all the things. Um, but I feel like it's almost like taking it a step back and really noticing where you're speaking from. So, most of the time, in a lot of ways, we're speaking from the mind, we're speaking from the thoughts, we're speaking from the head, we're speaking from the mental. And it's not that there's anything wrong with that. There's absolutely a time and a place for that. But I feel like for spiritual practitioners, spiritual entrepreneurs, healers, people who are wanting to serve the world in a bigger way, it really is going to be through the power of your voice. And you know, where are you sharing from? What are you sharing? Being really mindful of yes, in a way, your enunciation and your pronunciation and how you're speaking, but what are you saying? And what is the meaning behind what you are saying? And also being brave in maybe like the subject matter of what you're wanting to speak on. Um, letting go of fear around what you want to speak on. Um, Worrying or concerning yourself less like for how people are going to perceive, receive, are they going to be triggered? Are they not going to like me? Like really being aware of things that might be coming up for you that's stopping you from letting your voice be your channel, letting the information come through, letting yourself connect to source and allowing for that information to move through you. And I need to say this as well. It's not even just about your actual voice. This is I want you to kind of think more about like communication. So this can be writing, this can be singing, this can be even just your energy of like this is what I'm vibrating, this is what I'm putting out into the world, this is what I'm contributing to the world. And so yeah, it really doesn't have to be just about the sound that you're putting out. It really can be art. It can be creativity. It's how you're bringing through source. And I feel like for projectors in particular, it's it's tricky to find that place in your voice where you're like, I'm going to share the thing, I'm going to say the thing, I'm going to do the thing, I'm going to put whatever it is out there, my writing, my singing, my messaging, whatever it is. We can feel this slight pressure pushing back on us because we're not sure if people are going to understand what we're speaking about. And I think we're moving away from that because I feel like there are more platforms in a sense for us to share and to be heard because I think for a lot of our lives we go through our lives trying to share who we are and we're not always understood or maybe it's not timely or we're not speaking to the people that we're meant to speak to and it was kind of limited but now things have opened up. You can kind of get on your soapbox and share in whatever capacity that is. And because you can reach more masses, there's going to be, the likelihood of somebody resonating with what you're sharing and what you're bringing through is going to be much more likely. And trusting that somebody out there needs to hear your voice. They need to hear. I know I keep saying hearing your voice, but really it's any expression. It's an expression of what you're creating, what you're bringing through, essentially, right? Because you're connecting to source and you are seeing the world, you are seeing the systems, you are seeing the energy, and your soul is saying, create, share, put yourself out into the world, allow your voice to be heard, allow your expression to be seen. And it takes us a moment to accept that we are actually meant to do that. Because a lot of times we have tried in the past. We have tried to share and explore and express and create in different ways and it hasn't always landed. Or we think, oh, that kind of landed, but I'm not really sure if people really understood what I was trying to say. Or you share and people kind of like pull back because they're maybe not ready to hear what you have to say or not ready to see what you have to share, or however that creative expression is coming through. And so there's an invitation here to really go in fully, completely, like go all out. What's going to happen? Can you really let yourself be the clear and present channel that you have been working so hard to be? And can you be in that energy as you express, as you create, as you share, as you speak, as you sing, as you dance, as you draw, as you paint, whatever it is that you're bringing through, whatever that magic is that you're bringing through, can you really let it come through wholeheartedly and trust that the guidance that you bring through, the love and the expression and the creativity, can you just let it be what it's going to be and trust that it's going to land where it needs to land and the person that needs to see it is going to see it, the person that needs to hear it is going to hear it. I feel like when we take the time to bring through information, creativity, expression, we're building that or we're honoring that sacred energy that we're tapping into. And we're owning that role of the bridge between the unseen and the seen. And I think, the ego mind can get a little bit noisy. The ego mind can step in and say, well, there's so many other people doing that, or there's so many others that can maybe create better than I can, or um, other people are doing it. Do I have to do it? I'm guilty of that one sometimes. I'm like, oh, well, somebody else will bring that message through. It's fine. But the thing is that we're a transmitter, right? We're bringing that energy through us, and it kind of filters through us in a way that is unique to you as an individual because no two people have really had the same experiences in this life, in these lifetimes, in this, in our lineage, in our soul's journey. And there's people out there that need to hear it expressed in your way, and they need to see the way that you are bringing that energy through. And projectors, I always get this feeling like projectors have been burned before. Like it is the bitterness, and it is the, the not self theme, right? But it's almost like, oh, we've been burned before, and it's like it never really, like, is it going to work this time? Like, is it going to be worth our energy, right? Because we know a lot of us have gone through massive deconditioning processes, especially I want to say in the last 6, 7 years, just on a deeper level. And we can see these times in our lives where it's just like, oh my gosh, I was giving my heart and soul to that, and I just left feeling empty, burned out, defeated, bitter. And things don't always start out that way, but a lot of times projectors will keep going and keep going and keep going because I think we kind of going on a bit of a tangent here, come back around. Um, we mistake in being helpful for success because we like being helpful. We like being needed. We like being asked for our input. We like being asked for our advice. And so if we um get go into something feeling really good about it, yes, 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 and we go in and everything is working and it's reciprocal, and it's like it's feeling great, it feels like success, right? And then often what happens is that the mission or the collaboration or the investment is timely, like it's timed out, it's complete. And the projector wants to pull back and say, okay, like I'm I'm done giving my medicine, my wisdom in this way. I'm done with this phase now. And what often happens is that we feel like this wherever we're giving that energy is still needing us. And so we hold on a little bit longer, and then that's when the bitterness creeps in because we haven't listened to that feeling of like, okay, I'm done here. I got to move on because we think, oh, we're needed. We can help. And so we stay a little bit longer. And that's okay. So moving forward, just recognize that, I'm moving into this creative endeavor, however that may look, a collaboration, a program that you're offering, a membership that you're starting, a reading that you're putting out, an offering that you're putting out into the world. And just know that it might not be forever, right? And I know this sounds like really simple, and it feels like, oh, I should know that, but we can really kind of get caught in there and think that because we feel needed, that is success. But we have to listen to our own guiding system rather than thinking about what the other is holding on to. So, bit of a tangent there. But I think it's relevant because I think we have to go in deeper into ourselves and recognize where we're expressing from. Where are we sharing from? Are we sharing because we want to get something in return? Are we sharing because we want to be recognized? Are we sharing because we think we should? So really coming back to that place where you're bringing the information from source, you're bringing the information from your higher self, however you want to say this, and honoring that, honoring it, like respecting it and um staying true to it because it's what you're meant to do. It's you. It's you. I wanted to say two things at once there. It's you and it's yours to facilitate this. Facilitate's kind of an unromantic word. Especially when you're speaking about creativity and expression and all these really juicy, powerful ways of being connected to source and sharing your wisdom. And so I just invite you to be curious. Be curious about the urge, the desire of what you want to share, what you feel called to share, what you love to share. And just even if it's baby steps, and even if it's in a small circle, if it's a bigger platform, anywhere in between, and you're just putting it out there just a little bit more. And one more piece that's coming through here is that what you start to see is that as you put out the creativity and the flow that is trying to move through you, what happens is that it opens you up for the next piece that's coming through. And that's not why you're doing it, but it's like you get into the flow of moving forward. It's like, okay, I'm going to share this. And in the sharing, you're processing and you're learning as yourself, and you're honoring yourself, and you're honoring your relationship to source. And it makes way for the next piece of creativity to come through, this next piece of expression and wisdom and medicine. So be mindful, be curious, and move into a place of allowing without thinking of the external outcome. And you might, as you go, you might get more clarity about what that actually looks like in the world, and maybe getting more fine-tuned on where you're sharing or how you're sharing and what containers or packages or whatever the details. But for the moment, just allow the expression to come through. Allow the desire to come through and honor it, uh, because it is sacred. You're sacred, and nobody can bring through what is coming through the way that you do, the way that you do. So that's really important because it's unique. And somebody is going to see the thing that you're sharing, that you're expressing, that you're communicating, and they're going to go, "Oh my God, that's exactly what I needed to hear. It's exactly what I needed to hear. Somebody sees me, somebody understands me." And that's the jus, that's the magic. I don't know if I'm using that word right. That's not a word I usually use. I usually juicy. Yes, I'm not very fancy. But that's the sweet. It's like it's the nectar. It's tangible, it's golden, it's abundant, right? So pay attention to your expression. Pay attention to what is wanting, what is coming through on its own. You don't even have to force it. You're making the space to allow it. Let me know what you think. Send me a message, make a comment. I love to hear from you.